Welcome to the Wealth Matters podcast, where investors come together to better understand how to build passive cash flow and create generational wealth without all the confusing mumbo-jumbo. Here's your host and co-author of Amazon #1 bestseller, Alpesh Parmar.
Welcome to the Monday section of Wealth Matters podcast. This episode will publish in a couple of weeks. So I just want to talk about the overall market right now. Crypto, as today, has bounced back to over 20 grand. This week, stock market is finally done good, or at least it's in positive territory. But what I want to talk about, because of inflation, Fed wants to curb that inflation, and that is why they are upping the interest rate. The interest rate for the mortgages and pretty much everything else are going higher, right? And because of that, of course, we are talking about that the recession is looming. Just that the job market has been pretty interesting. The labor market is doing well. So I don't know what kind of recession would that be, or is that going to be a short, the recession? Again, I don't know. I can't predict. None of us can. But I'm keeping my eye on that. But while I'm doing that, I'm not stopping. I'm still acquiring real estate. We just launched the Bitcoin Mining Fund 6, where we are buying distressed assets, distressed machines. So it's going to be beneficial. It will start mining from day one. We'll start sending distribution from October 1st itself. And real estate wise, we are closing on the Sierra Vista Hummingbird Senior Housing Project. Then we are also going to close this month in September, Torrington, the Wyoming Avenue Senior Housing Project as well. So we continue to buy real estate. We continue to invest. I cannot stop with the inflation. Of course, you got to be very conservative. You got to be careful right now, but you do want to continue to invest in the assets you like. It may be stocks, right? For me, it's real estate, cryptos, and a lot of other alternative assets. That is one asset I always talk about, which I love. By the way, I'm vegan. I'm on whole food, plant-based diet, but I live a vegan lifestyle. So I love farmland. I love agriculture, and that is why I always talk about investing in agriculture/farmland. Why invest in farmland? The primary reason more investors are turning to farmland as an investment opportunity is that it has a long history of producing solid returns. Those returns can come in two forms. Of course, the property value, the land value goes up, right? As we know that we don't build land. Land appreciates over time. And then the second is crop yields, or provides the payments, right? So from the crop, right? So because of that, it is basically real estate. The real estate value goes up, and you are getting rental payment or the dividend payment, whatnot. So over the last 50 years, the value of American farmland has risen by about 6% per year, with only 5 down years during that period. Add in the cash rent yields, and the return to investors has been even more impressive. Since 1991, farmland has produced a positive return every year, generating an average annual return of 11.5% according to the USDA. I think that return is amazing. Again, we are not comparing it to the rental real estate or stock market, because you got to diversify. And here are some of the benefits, right? One, low volatility. It's not tied to a real estate or stock market, so it does not it does not move around a lot. Low correlation. Farmland returns typically don't move in the same direction as the stock market or real estate market. In many years, farmland has produced a positive return in the year that S&P 500 has lost value. Inflationary hedge. Farmland is a real asset that produces commodities like corn and grain. As such, it benefits from inflation, since that would boost not only acreage values, but also the income from crops. And that's what I was mentioning about diversification, right? Because we should not be putting all our eggs in one basket, and that's why I like to also invest in farmland. I'm gonna I'll go ahead and share my screen. I've stumbled upon this company and I love what they are doing. Means I have before recommended a lot of other best companies as well, Farmfolio, and I have mentioned a lot of other agriculture related investment companies, but this acretrader.com, acretrader.com, and I'll also put a link in the show notes, and it will be available on YouTube and as well as all the podcasting platforms. Acretrader is different from Farmfolio and a lot of other similar sites in that, I forgot the names of other sites where you can buy a farm, you can put 50,000, 100,000, right, and you invest in it. Acretrader is different. It's basically kind of they are creating a syndication, and that is why I like it. And if you look at it, again, they talk about why farmland as asset. They have compared, as I mentioned, about 11%. So the average annual return of farmland is more than bonds, golds, and CDs, right? So that is great. And what you can do, basically, you can buy a small portion of a farm instead of buying a portfolio or buying it in syndication, right? This is you are directly buying in a farm, right? So they have one deal right now. It's called Buck Lake Farm, and the farm price is 3.8 million. It's 772 acres. Price per acre is 5 grand, and minimum investment is 15 grand. So basically, what they have created is they have divided 3.8 million into certain number of shares, right? So you can buy one share at 15 grand. So instead of in other syndications, they would buy large portfolio and then they will say 50 grand minimum. So a lot of time it was very hard to get in for a lot of people like you and I, because the farms I have invested in parcels, they are in Panama, Paraguay, and I have put in between 15 to 20 grand. And I think that is what I like. So in this case, pretty much you are able to do that. It would be available starting Monday, September 12th. And, pretty much gives overview of what it is. It's a rice and soybean farm in Arkansas, and pretty much what improvement they will be doing, etc. about the farm, and the investment highlights, 5 to 10 year target hold period. It's a hard asset, and it would be managed by Acretrader itself, and the management fee they will be charging, etc., etc. So they have provided all those details, and you can actually click on rating as well. I have not logged in, so it's not showing me the rating, but actually, no, it does. So pretty much Acretrader score for this particular investment is A. So you can look at different documents, so as well as financials. So for all that, you got to log in. But this is what it does. So I like this website just because you can get in at much lower entry price than a lot of other competitors. And I'm not trying to be down on other competitors, but this is what I see. So I'll be right now. That's the investment. You can see how they help farmers, and they have a lot of resources as well on the website, how it works. Pretty much they select a farm, they create an entity, and as I said, you purchase shares in the entity that owns the farm. It's pretty simple. Each entity is divided into shares equivalent to 1/10 of an acre. So if you buy 20 shares, you own 2 acres of land, right? So if you buy 10 shares, you own 10 acres of the land. Like in this example, 10 shares would be 15,000 multiplied by 10, which would be about $150,000 worth of investment. And they pretty much manage the investment, and then Acretrader disperses excess annual income to investor. They are saying generally expect an unlevered yield of 3 to 5% for lower risk properties. And then at some point they will sell the land in between 5 to 10 years, and you will receive your principal and any appreciation over the whole period. So definitely check it out, and if you end up investing, let me know how it works and what you guys think of it, because I would definitely love to know. And please leave a review or comment here, and let me know how I am doing, how our podcast is doing. And feel free to provide feedback or suggestion. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the Wealth Matters podcast. If you enjoyed it, please leave us a 5-star rating on iTunes so others can enjoy the show too. Have a great week and happy investing!